we live in a trauma-based society, and where people are, well, actually, let me give a huge shout out to our friends, Allie and the whole team over at Farmed Freedom, Texas, for giving me this fun hat. Yes, Farm over Pharma. Yes, I love it. Well, I wanted to start out because we live in a trauma-based society these days with many overwhelmed with life. And as a wellness enthusiast, as a holistic practitioner, as a health coach, if whether you fall into whichever category you fall into, we want to help others feel better faster. And so, what about trying a new approach like coaching the wellness pyramid and solving one problem at a time? Now, I am not going to be starting this series in a vacuum. This comes from the help of my good friend Kelly Couch, who's a fellow holistic health practitioner, and she runs a very successful practice online, and I have learned so many tools from her, and so some of that is going to come from what she has shared, and then I'm going to share some things as well. But I want to us to start off with this series that whether you are a wellness enthusiast who really just wants to help others feel better, I want you to take this and use these tools and these tidbits to really help your friends solve problems and your own self, your family solve one problem at a time. Okay, to simplify things, simplify life, not overwhelm things, not overcomplicate things, one problem at a time. Okay. If you are a holistic health practitioner like my friend Kelly and is running a successful practice, why don't you take the tools that are running well in your holistic healthcare practice and transition them into maybe maybe a different model, maybe a tool that you might be able to glean here and there from that. Or if you're a health coach, this might be some tools that you can add into what you're already doing and help you help others feel better faster. Okay. And if you are a wellness advocate with doTERRA, we're going to be focusing a lot on doTERRA's essential oils and supplements, mostly because those are a lot of what I use in my practice. It's not solely what I use, but I do use a lot and recommend a lot of their products because I get results with them. So we're going to focus heavily there, but I want you to, wherever you find yourself, I want you to begin to, even if you haven't in the past seen yourself as a health coach, I want you to see yourself as a health coach. In fact, in many states, you can coach in the area of health and wellness without having some kind of specific license, or in some ways that can be a little scary, right? But these days, honestly, we need all the help we can get supporting natural tools and resources to support our bodies in the way God designed, because we have enough synthetic and fake and all the things bombarding us, trying to speak into our lives and control our lives in a way that is not healing. And we need as many voices for the good, being a voice in the wilderness as we can get. So let's bind together and talk about this together. So coaching the wellness pyramid, this topic, again, like I mentioned, came from my friend Kelly, and I'm going to share with you at the end a resource that's called Wellness Circle. It's within Circle, and it's a for wellness advocates, that where you can get a few more of resources that I'm going to be sharing with you if you want to dive a little bit more into this. But like I mentioned, we live in this overwhelmed society, and we really need to begin to help people solve one problem at a time. Many of us, if you have been on this wellness journey, like I have for, I guess going on 20 years now, and it is a journey, right? You may find that you kind of trudge through. Over the years, you've taught yourself things, you've gone to trainings, you've gone and gotten certifications, you've gone and done different things to help yourself understand the body better, to understand how to heal your own body, help begin bringing health and vitality to family members, your children. And so, but many around us need more hand-holding than that. That's okay, because we're on different parts of this journey. And even if you're just one step ahead or 10 steps ahead of the people that you're helping, we're all working together. And when you know better, you do better. So just a little background. If you are new to joining me here, my name is Amy Miller, and my background is in speech-language pathology. I spent a little over 10 years working in corporate healthcare, researching and pouring into the lives of families, mostly families of those that had special needs and challenges, working with a variety of diagnoses and delays. And in many ways, I felt stuck. I loved the families that I worked with and the time spent with them, but in many ways I felt stuck because as I learned more about our bodies and the influence that toxins were having on our bodies and the families that I was working with, and the influence of nutritional deficiencies and things, I began to feel a little bound by the rules of the governing bodies that I worked with. And found myself not only trying to solve my own health problems, because I was working through some of those as well, but then I also found that I could work better coming out of corporate healthcare and really making a better impact on the families around me by still utilizing the skills and the experiences and the knowledge that I had over the years, but using those in a more impactful and a more holistic way. So now, over the years, as I've become more of a holistic health coach and now also a safe and sound clinician and other trainings along the way, I have focused a little bit more fully on some of the aspects that we're going to be talking about through the wellness pyramid, and bringing in lots of tools and resources that that families can have in their toolbox in their own homes, that they don't have to feel like they have to keep giving their power away to someone else. And so so there's a couple of ways that this can look. Okay, so actually, before I keep mentioning the wellness pyramid, so if you're unfamiliar with it, I'm going to share my screen. Let me see. This is a new tool actually that I'm using here. So let me make sure I can share the right screen. Let's see. Is this it? Okay. Yep, this is it. Okay. Let me see. Okay, hold on. Let me make sure. Can you guys see that okay? Let's see. Let me pull that down here. Hold on here. Thank you for being patient with me. Hold on. Let me see if I can share it this way. All right, can you guys see that? I hope you can see it. Okay. Okay, so this is our foundations of wellness. Now you'll see here, some of you may be very familiar with this. Some of you, this may be very new to you. But this is actually where our 3 life essentials come from. Life, health, and spirit. You'll see there on the side there, you'll see all the lifestyle and then the healthcare and with our spiritual foundation. So notice that this is like a pyramid and it's like building blocks, right? Now, the building blocks build upon each other. And as a society, we kind of have a tendency, you'll see here there's a spiritual foundation, nutrition and digestion, movement and metabolism, rest and managing stress, reducing toxicity, informed self-care, and proactive medical care. Now, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on each of these, but as a society, as a general rule, we spend a lot of our time focused on this proactive medical care and informed self-care. So knowing how to take care of different needs when we have some head tension or stomach discomfort, or we've, different things that are going on, we have a way that we may take something or we go over the counter or do something. And we also have a tendency to be really good at being proactive in our medical care and seeking out a professional when we have some kind of side diagnosis, those kinds of things. And we have a tendency to not spend as much time looking at all of these other components below that pyramid or below those top 2 tiers of the pyramid. But if you notice, as a pyramid grows, right, the base of it is much, much larger. And there's a reason these are structured in the way that they are, because they're in the order of importance, or in the order of the time and effort really needing to be invested in those areas in order to build upon the foundations of our well-being, in order to stay well and spend less time in the informed self-care and the proactive medical care side. So this is something that we teach in our 3 Life Essentials practice and in our business. We teach this concept of focusing on our spiritual foundation as really literally the foundation of all of our wellness, and starting there, and then building upon that, looking at our nutrition and how our body is digesting things, and then getting our body moving and its metabolism functioning well, and resting, getting quality rest, and knowing how to manage stressors in healthier ways, and reducing the toxins that we're exposed to. And then if we need some more support with informed self-care or proactive medical care, then we can also do that. And so beginning to focus on this, and maybe this is something you already do, but one of the things that I like to, that my friend Kelly recommended, is a couple of options of a way that you can begin to help others address this wellness pyramid. Now, option number 1, this is actually my favorite one, but using a wellness assessment survey and letting them kind of rate themselves in 3 or 4 different areas of each one of these components. So all 7 components of these, rate themselves and find an area that really they need to focus on. Now, doTERRA actually has an amazing tool that is a wellness lifestyle assessment survey, so that you can begin to kind of get a good assessment of this. And if you're in the Wellness Advocate Advantage Circle website in that community, you'll be able to access some of the tools that we're going to be sharing in there, and to kind of dive a little bit deeper. But this is one of the things that you can do. And then when they begin to see what area is either the weakest area or an area that they see that they want to focus on, then you can ask them, what's the number one thing that you are willing and able to address over the next 30 to 60 days? Again, those keywords are willing and able, right? They may say, yeah, I'd really love to lose weight. But if they know that they've got 4 or 5 family celebrations coming up over the next couple of months or month, and they know they're not going to be able to really address that, and they want to be able to splurge on those, and that might not be the best time, that really they're probably not willing or want to be able to work on that. So again, what's the number one thing that you're willing and able to work on in the next 30 to 60 days? And then you can begin to, again, see them as a client and or a friend that you're working with. If you're a wellness enthusiast and maybe you don't necessarily see yourself as a health coach or a holistic health practitioner, you can just work at this as a friend. Now, the second option is offering a 6-month program where you say, these are the areas that I help clients with, and I help them transform their lives and help them feel better, and then take them through a 6-month program where, once a week, once a month, you're addressing each one of these areas or combining a couple of them. The third option, that's kind of my least favorite option, but the third option is start where you have a testimony or where you have a story. I personally, when I first started on my wellness journey, it all began with nutrition and digestion. I was dealing with acid reflux. It was impacting my singing and my life as a vocalist. It was impacting my life as a speech language pathologist. I actually ended up with vocal nodules. I then ended up seeing a guru laryngologist in downtown Houston who sees stars like Beyonce, and who made recommendations for my life that really only depleted my body of essential vitamins, minerals, actually created a situation where I was actually stifling the stomach acids in my body. And it took me purchasing a book on digestion. How nerdy is that, right? I purchased a book on digestion because in my training as a speech language pathologist, we only learned anatomy from the diaphragm up. So all of this stuff about digestion, I knew nothing about. So I began to teach myself about digestion and how my body began to work. And I learned about things like digestive enzymes and probiotics. And I learned about things like aloe vera juice and all kinds of things. And I remember taking some of this knowledge and these questions back to this guru laryngologist. And really, he kind of just poo-pooed all of my ideas and told me I was wasting my time and money on digestive enzymes. Well, fast forward, I ended up learning all about things like leaky gut and candida and all kinds of things, and began to overhaul my nutrition and digestion with things like aloe vera juice and with digestive enzymes and probiotics, and replenishing my body of those essential vitamins and minerals that had been depleted. And it was my first opportunity to begin to see that food could be medicine. So I tell you all of that to say, You could just start with where your story is. Maybe it'll be different from you. Maybe you come into your story with quality sleep and managing stress and your emotions. And that's where you came into this. So where you're passionate about, maybe you could start there. Be more strategic about it. Maybe you specialize, and then see yourself as a gut health coach. Or if you came into this and you're passionate about and your story resonates with quality rest, then you begin to see yourself as a sleep coach and start there. So there's a couple of ways that you can go at this. And there's another tool I want to show you. I'm going to stop sharing this here. There's another tool I want to show you here, and this is the doTERRA Live Guide. Now, I like to use this tool because it's built upon a modified version of the wellness pyramid that I just showed you. And so it's going to take you through some of these areas as well. But it's also going to give you some specific products that can be used as tools to help solve problems in those areas. Again, we're going to be looking at solving one problem at a time. So this isn't about selling kits or selling oils or selling products in any way. This is helping people solve one problem at a time. So if they're coming to you with concerns about sleep and you help them get some lavender and some Serenity Restful Blend soft gels, and that's it, then awesome. You've helped them solve that one problem. Now, what if lavender isn't cutting it? And what if lavender isn't working? Then we're going to solve that problem and help that work with them for as long as it takes to help get them sleeping. And then we'll solve the next problem. We'll text them and say, okay, now that we've solved this problem, what's the next problem you want to tackle? Okay? Yes. Now, if you're saying like, I don't know how to help them solve sleep if lavender isn't cutting it, then reach out to me. Let's work through that together. Because, and also, I'm going to connect you again with the Wellness Advocate Circle community, because we're going to be talking about email sequences also that we can provide that will be a tool to use that will come alongside this journey with you to help support the things that you are sharing with them. And so even if you see yourself as just a wellness enthusiast, not just a wellness enthusiast, but even if you see yourself as a wellness enthusiast and not feeling confident in doing this, I promise you can. Because even if you just stay 1 or 2 emails ahead, reading ahead of the email sequence, you can be able to teach these things to the people that you're helping, solving one problem at a time. And that's life-changing. I know that was for me when I had a 3-year-old and infant twins at home. Sleep was the last thing that was happening. In fact, if I had to rate myself on those on a scale of 1 to 10, I would have said like a -20. Right? You know, in that season of my life, I was getting no sleep. And so, so I would have loved to have someone walk alongside me and help me get the sleep that I needed. And I did, with tools and resources, simply and effectively. So, promise it can happen. Okay. So I want to share this with you here. This is a tool that you can be able to use. This is the doTERRA Live Guide. And this is just one page. So you can see here, this is a modified version of the wellness pyramid that I just showed you. But what you're going to be able to do is you can download digital versions of this and email this. You can actually purchase packets of these. You can and give them as a gift. But I like to let people know that this is their workbook for our program together. And, you know, honestly, as long as they want to link arms with me, this is the workbook that we're going to go through together. And so again, thinking in that mindset of a health coach, working with someone to help them feel better, solving one problem at a time. So now, this is something new that I haven't done, but I'm going to start doing it. And so I'm going to share with you. It's something I do in my practice, but I haven't necessarily done that with doTERRA customers that I work with. And so I'm going to begin shifting that. And so I want you to shift along with me again, a new approach. And so following up with them every week for a while till they begin to start sleeping, or they start not having the acid reflux. So they start having those heartburn instances until they stop feeling the gas and the bloating. So and then we're gonna hold their hand. We're gonna walk alongside them, calling them every week. So let's say you have suggested to them that, okay, we're going to address your nutrition and your digestion. We're going to address that heartburn and some of those things that are going on with you digestion-wise. And we're going to start with the Lifelong Vitality supplements, Terrazyme digestive enzymes, and PB Assist probiotics. Okay, we're going to start with those three things. And we're going to help you get feeling better with your digestion. Okay, then that next week, you call them and you say, have you had an opportunity to take the Lifelong Vitality supplements? And honestly, many times people are so overwhelmed. Maybe they haven't even taken them out of the box. This is your opportunity to now say, that's okay. Life happens. What I want you to do is, if you can right now, go get them. Go get them out of the box, and let's put them out on the counter where you can see them. Put the bottles out where you can see them, or put them, I like to keep mine actually by wherever I get breakfast in the morning, because I know I'm going to go there, and it's a habit I already have. So give them a habit to hack it to. So if they know that they're already going to brush their teeth, have them set them by the toothbrush. So find a habit. If they go get coffee every morning, have them set them by there, so that's what they're going to see them, and they're going to remember to take them. Or maybe there's some hesitancies with taking pills. Maybe there's some trauma there with that, or maybe somebody who doesn't like to take pills. Then that's your opportunity to then give them some options where, okay, maybe let's open the capsule and sprinkle it on some yogurt or applesauce. Or maybe you want to introduce even a pill swallowing straw, or you could introduce the invert your head technique. Do you guys know that one? That's one that worked for my friend Roxy. And so that's a great one to use. Or taking one capsule at a time, or just taking one capsule today, and really just following up with them the next. Okay, I'm going to text you tomorrow and see. I'm committed to helping you feel better, so I'm going to text you tomorrow to see. Now, you're not hounding them, but you're caring about them to really help them get results. And I promise you, when they begin to see the results, they will keep coming back to you and keep coming to you for suggestions to tackle the next problem and the next problem, or maybe come to you with a family member's problem or their child's problem, and you can help them tackle one problem at a time, and you will have loyal clients. Yes. So, and not only that, they'll be feeling better and getting the results that they want. And so it's a win-win for everybody. Okay, so jump on a call with them if you need to, and just walk them through the process. Now, yes, those calls can get farther and farther spread out, but at the beginning, call them every week. Okay. And it doesn't have to be a long call. It doesn't have to be like an hour-long call. It can literally just be a 10-minute quick chat. Or if you happen to have a service that has a live chat feature or a quick texting or even voice messaging, I love Telegram for that, to just send a quick voice message and then they can check it back. I love that. Or even a video message. That's even more personal and it feels like that you really care, which you do. So be open and honest with them and really just help them, because you may have not needed this for yourself when you were solving your own health problems, but many people do. They need that, especially in today's society. So I hope you have found this helpful. Next week, we're going to dive into spiritual foundation and the recommendations that we can make with that and how to really just coach this wellness pyramid together with them and walk alongside them. So I'm going to post wherever you're watching this, if you're seeing this on Telegram or if you're seeing this on YouTube or in your email, I'm going to share below access to the future recordings of this where you can join me live, and also the Wellness Advocate Circle community where you can find even more resources to come alongside you as you're helping other people. I've loved doing this with you. I can't wait to see you with the next video. So we're just going to tackle each one. We're going to go through spiritual foundation and then nutrition and digestion, movement and metabolism, resting and managing stress, reducing toxins, and on and on. So we're going to go through each one. I've loved being here with you, and I can't wait to work with you more. Bye, everybody.